Wish you a very good morning to all. So as we know that we are in important chapter, that is magnetic effects of electric current. So as we have discussed in our previous video presentations related to the effects of the electric current, the Hans Christian Ørsted showed that the electricity and the magnetism are related to each other. His research later used in the radio, television, etc. So these are some additional informations for your reference, and you can include, you can merge with your content, and that will give you good understanding about the topic. So Ørsted experiment, as we have discussed in our previous video, so that all things are there. So in the Ørsted experiment, it was concluded that electricity and magnetism are linked to each other, and it shows that whenever the current will flow through the conductor, then magnetic field around, and it will develop. And the magnetic field, it is a region surrounding a magnet in which the force of magnet can be detected, and it is a vector quantity having the both directions and magnitude. Compass needle, it is a small bar magnet that we know, and whose north end is pointing towards the north pole and south end is pointing towards the south pole. Magnetic field line, when a bar magnet is placed on a cardboard or iron filling are sprinkled, and they will arrange themselves in the pattern as shown. You can see that it will show us the magnetic field lines. It always start from north to south direction. So magnetic field is path always which is a hypothetical free. North pole tends move towards the south. My students, remember this, the magnetic field lines always moves from north pole towards the south pole. Some characteristic of magnetic field lines. So direction of the magnetic field lines is always from north pole to the south pole, and the strength of the magnetic field is expressed by the closeness of the magnetic field lines. No two fields line will intersect each other. So here there will not be any intersection, there will not be any cross matching. So always there will be a particular distance between these magnetic field lines. Magnetic field line due to the current carrying conductor. So whenever we will put any object near the current carrying conductor, so compass will point towards. So that is the experiment. So in above electric circuit in which a copper is placed parallel to a compass needle, shows the deflection in the needle gets reversed when the direction of current reversed. Hence the electricity and magnetism are related to each other. So that proves. So right hand thumb rule, as we have discussed in our previous video, hold the straight where carrying conductor in your right hand such that thumb points towards the direction of the current. Your folded fingers around the conductor will show the direction of the magnetic field. So that and this rule is called the Maxwell's corkscrew rule. Magnetic field due to the current carrying straight conductor. So this diagram is crucial whenever the magnetic field due to current carrying a straight conductor type of question will be asked. You have to draw this diagram. So direction can be explained using the right hand thumb rule. So that also you have to remember. Magnetic field due to the current through a circular loop. So here also whenever the question related to the topic asked, diagram is compulsory. So every point on the wire carrying current give rise to the magnetic field appearing as a straight line at the center of loop. By applying the right hand thumb rule, we can find the direction of magnetic field at every section of the wire. Now what is solenoid? A solenoid is a coil of many circular tons of insulated copper wire wrapped closely in the shape of the cylinder is called solenoid. Solenoid, generally you remember, it is an insulated copper wire wrapped around any conductor. So magnetic field due to the current in a solenoid. So using the right hand thumb rule, we can draw the pattern of the magnetic field lines around a current carrying solenoid. One hand of the solenoid behaves as a magnetic north pole, and while the another hand behave as a south pole. The field lines inside the solenoid are in the form of parallel straight line. That implies that the magnetic field inside the solenoid is same at all the points. Field is uniform. So in this solenoid, the magnetic field line will generate, and they are always parallel. Electromagnet, strong magnetic field inside the solenoid can be used to magnetize a magnetic material, for example soft iron, when it is placed inside the coil. The magnet so formed is called the electromagnet. So remember, my dear students, electromagnet is a strong magnetic field line inside the solenoid can be used to magnetize a magnetic material, for example soft iron, when it is placed inside the coil. So then it convert into electromagnet. The force on current carrying conductor in a magnetic field, that is Andrew Mary Ampere in 1775 to 1836 suggested that the magnet also exert an equal and opposite force on the current carrying conductor. So that is why you can see here the rod will move, there will be some deflection, there will be some movement due to the poles. Here we can say that we will observe that the rod will displace, the rod will experience a force when it is placed in a magnetic field and in a perpendicular direction of its length. The direction of exert force will be reversed if we change the direction of field by interchanging two poles of the magnet. Again the direction of exert force will change, and the force, therefore the direction of exerted force depends on direction of the current and direction of the magnetic fields. So that also you have to remember. What are the two factors that exert the force depends? So that is direction of current and the direction of magnetic field. Now my dear students, left hand Fleming rule and right hand Fleming's rule. So Fleming's left hand rule and Fleming's right hand rule, that are very crucial. So when we talk about the Fleming's left hand rule, so our thumb shows the force, then forefinger shows the magnetic field, and middle finger shows the current. So that already we have discussed. And Michael Faraday gave the law of electromagnetic induction. So there the function of the electric motor is based on this rule and is converted electrical energy into mechanical energy. There is electric motor. In that two motors are the AC and DC. So when we talk about the galvanometer, it is an instrument that can detect the presence of current in a conductor. If pointer is at 0, the center of the scale, and there will be no flow of current. If there will be any deflection either or side, if the pointer deflect on the either side, right or left, this will show the direction of current. So that is measured by the galvanometer. Electromagnetic induction can be explained by the two experiments. In the first experiment, that is a self-conduction. In this experiment, you can see here the galvanometer is placed in the circuit, and that is in between, we can say, when the north pole of the bar magnet is brought close to the coil or away from the coil, we see monetary deflection in the needle of galvanometer on either side of null point, first right and then left. So that is a self conduction. And similarly, if we keep the magnet stationary and coil is made to move towards or away from the north pole of the magnet, again we will observe deflection in the needle of the galvanometer. So my dear students, it is simple experiment. Whenever we are keeping, we will go near to this galvanometer, the north pole or south pole, there will be deflection in the galvanometer, you will observe. And this experiment can also be done with the south pole of magnet. We will observe the deflection of galvanometer, but it would be in the opposite direction. So it can conclude that the motion of magnet will respect to coil or vice versa, change the magnetic field. Due to this change in the magnetic field lines, the potential difference is induced in this same coil with setup and induce current in the circuit. Second experiment, that is a mutual induction. So in the primary coil and secondary coil, coil 1 and coil 2, in coil 1 there is no galvanometer, in secondary coil there is a galvanometer. So in this experiment we can say that in the first experiment, that is a primary coil. In this experiment, plug in the key, that is connect coil with the battery and observe the deflection of galvanometer. Now plug out the key, that is disconnected the coil 1 from the battery and observe the deflection in the galvanometer, which will be in reverse direction. So when current is there, you just conclude that the potential difference is induced in a secondary coil whenever there is a change in the current in the primary coil. So that current is induced. So this is because whenever there is a change in the current in primary coil, the magnetic field associated with it always change, and now the magnetic field lines around the secondary coil will change and induce the electric current in it. And we observe that by the deflection of the needle of the galvanometer in secondary circuit. This process by which the change of strength of current in primary coil induces a current in secondary coil is called electromagnetic induction. Okay, so what is electromagnetic induction? By changing of strength of current in primary coil, induce a current in the secondary coil is called electromagnetic induction. The induced current is found to be highest when the direction of motion of coil is right angles to the magnetic field. So now next we will discuss, that is a Fleming's right hand rule. So Fleming's right hand rule shows the induced current, remember that. So thumb shows the movement of the conductor, that is motion, forefinger, that is magnetic field, and middle finger, that shows the current which is induced. So here one example given, mother, father and child. You can understand in that way also. The movement of conductor, that is M for mother, that is thumb, F for father, magnetic field, forefinger, and C for child, that is current, induced current. Here also, if you want to remember in that way also, it's very crucial. That is M, that is motion, that is thumb, father, field, forefinger, and child, current, that is middle finger. So here here also we can say that the Fleming's right hand rule can be defined by the thumb, forefinger and middle finger. So here we can say that the forefinger indicates the direction of magnetic field, thumb shows the direction of motion of the conductor, then the middle finger shows the direction of the induced current. Now here we will discuss the electrical generator, which is based on the principles of electromagnetic induction. and it convert mechanical energy into electrical energy. So my dear students, now we are jump to the important topic, that is electrical generator, and it work on the principle electromagnetic induction, and which is convert the mechanical energy into the electrical energy. Now current are of two types: alternate current AC and direct current DC. Alternate current changes the direction periodically after equal interval of time. Changes the direction periodically after equal interval of time, and DC does not change its direction with time. It is unidirectional. So AC is a directional and DC is a unidirectional. So here we can see current which is AC. Advantage of alternate current AC over direct current. So it has frequency 50 Hertz. So here we can say that electric power can be transmitted to longer distance without much loss of energy. Therefore the cost of transmission is low.